YouTube, and welcome to a brand new tutorial. So, a lot of different tutorials have been released now on my channel, a bit different to what's usually happening if you're a subscriber. But what I'm going to show you today is a very popular thing online, is websites. And the coding what you use for websites is called HTML. You may have heard of it before. And all it really stands for is Hypertext Markup Language. Now a lot of people believe and will swear by HTML is not programming. But it depends where you look at it. They're both technically using code, is blah blah blah. But we're going to have a look at it. This first tutorial is going to be strictly on HTML code. But then after, I'm going to use an application called Dreamweaver, Adobe Dreamweaver. You really want to get it if you want to make websites. It is so good. If you've got another application, please comment below. I'll love to test it. But like a few years ago, I absolutely hated web. And then recently, when I started studying PHP for web, because you still use it, and linking database and everything, my head is just... I love web now, it's so good. So, first thing I'm going to do is you need a notepad. That's all you need. You don't need any add-on packs, you don't need anything. Simply open up Notepad, any type. I'm using Notepad++ because if you've watched my channel, you know I love it. You can use standard Notepad as well if you like. It's really good. So what we're going to do is in here, is first thing you're going to type is you're going to put the less than sign right here. That is the one next to the M key. If it's not next to the M key, you've got a weird keyboard. No matter, try and find it. So I've zoomed in so you can see it, so I'll zoom in a bit more so you can see it again. So, first thing I'm going to type is in capitals, so press your caps lock key or hold your shift key, HTML. And then end it with your lower bracket, your more than. Like so, that's it. When we build this website, it's not going to be on the web. You can't go down to your friend's house and say, type this into the URL bar to go on my website. It's not like that. What you have to do is build the website offline so only you can see it. Then you upload it to something called a server, which we'll be doing shortly. And then you can go around giving them your URL. So the way you've got to look at this is called a tag. Anything in these type of brackets are called tags. So whenever you open these, you open the bracket, close it, but you also have a word in there. Whenever you do this, you've always got to end it. So if we copy this line, and a few lines below, we'll just say 4, what you want to do is put a / at the beginning of it. And what this means is open the HTML tag, close the HTML tag. So in order to begin making a website, you simply type open HTML tag. Basically, we are programming in HTML now. That simple. So, good thing is about HTML is it doesn't require white space or anything. If you don't know what that is, it's simply pressing spaces. I could sit there and press 3 spaces and type and it would work. So what I'm going to do is hit my tab, and inside here, and again capitals, I'm going to type in body. And I'm going to press enter a couple of times and close body. Like so. And what body does is in here is you put, I apologise, don't save yet. You put whatever you want on your website. So in here is where you will put... So that in here, inside these, you will put images, buttons, text, everything will go inside here. There's only a few things which I'm not going to discuss with you now, which won't go in here. And remember, this is a one-time tutorial. If you want to carry on with this tutorial, I will provide some resources below you can look at, and then you can just follow other tutorials. Hey, yeah. So in here, what I'm going to do is first put our first text. So what I'm going to type is open up our bracket and type H1. Just like that, and I'm going to close it. What H1 means is header 1. And what this means is big header, big title. These numbers can go on pretty much to 9, I believe it is. So you can have 2, 3, 4, 5, different sizes. We're not going to set the font size yet. So in here, after it, you can either do it on the next line or on the same line. I prefer to do it on the same line. I'm simply going to type, welcome to YouTube. And then I'm going to close my header 1. You don't have to put them in capitals either, you can put them in lowercase, but I think capitals just look nicer. So, a lot of people who've done programming before will be like, well, it needs speech marks, it has to be in quotes, it's not right. This is how HTML works. So, what I'm going to do is save it. So I'm going to Control S or go anywhere, and I'll go to my desktop and I'll just save it on here. So I'll just call it website, and then after you type the name of it, you've got to put .html. If you don't, you'll get an error. And if you've got a save as type, if you're on Notepad, click all files. But as soon as I'm in Notepad++, I can just tick HTML. So if I click save, you'll see it colours it for us now. So we've got more colours. So if we now we've saved it, we can actually go and run it. So if I just click my little window here, you can see that right there it's saved it as a Chrome HTML document, which is my main page is Chrome. So if I bring Chrome over here, you can see there's our Chrome, and if I double click our page, you will see it should open up. There we are. It's told it where it is, and it said welcome to YouTube. Perfect. So there's the first basic bit. So let's try something. So we've got welcome to YouTube there. So I'm going to duplicate this line a couple of times, and I'm going to change it to 2, 3, 4, and make sure the ends are properly. Welcome to YouTube. This is H2, and then here H1, H4. Okay, 3, 4. Save it, and then go back, and you can actually just refresh it. As you can see, they get smaller and smaller, and you can go on for a while and it will just go to 9 and then it'll stop. You can type whole paragraphs here, so if I were to get rid of these ones, and in YouTube here, you can just press enter as well and it does the same thing. Save it, come back, reload, you can see it paragraphs it at the end of the screen, as you can see. So it looks quite good. But what you can also do is tell it when you want a paragraph. So say we want welcome to YouTube, but underneath it we want it to say how are you doing or something. What you can do is if you just press enter just to lay it out better, in here open your tag and type P and close it. And what P stands for is paragraph. Easy enough. So in here we'll type how are you doing. So everything after this P or after this will be on the next paragraph line, which is same as pressing enter. So if I drag it across and press refresh, how are you doing? And just to say that it's not reached the end of the line, you can clearly see it's not reached the end of the line. Easy enough. So, now that we've done that, we need to look at something else. So in order to add images to our website is really simple. But like I said again, when I do the Dreamweaver tutorial, you will be thanking you did not stick with HTML. I was the same. I want to code. It's going to be so much. It's a better challenge. It's a waste of time. It really is. So just below here, what we're going to do is, in order to add an image, is we're going to open our tag and type img, and we're going to put a space. Make sure you put the space, and then we'll type src. This stands for image. So if you imagine image, image, source, source. And then after this you put an equals, because this is weird. This is where you think you end it but you don't. So just like the P where you don't end the P, you kind of don't end the image. It's kind of weird. But in order to do the heading, you've got to tell it when to stop and start text. You'll get used to it, I promise. So in here we need some kind of URL. So in image if we want, pretty much. So what I'm going to do is I'll open up Google now, and in here I'll simply type YouTube. And yes, I did skip because it was just far easier. So I'll just pick any random image, it really doesn't matter, and that's not the most appropriate thing. A girl in a kind of underwear, but okay. And I'll click view image, and what it'll do is it'll show us the URL will appear. URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator, and what it basically means is it's the ID in order to find something on the web. So this long thing up here is the URL. So eventually when we create our own website, we're going to create our own one of these. And it's most important you do it correctly as well, but still. So we're going to copy the URL name, and I'm going to close that, and I'm going to paste it right here. So it's because it's a long thing. But if I zoom out, it'll extend, blah blah. But don't worry about it. So after we've done that, make sure you put your speech marks in it. Then you need to have speech marks, otherwise it won't know what URL to find. And then after this, what we need to do is type ALT, and this means alt. And what an alt tag is, if you've ever been onto a website, if we go back to this and highlight over it, it doesn't do it. But sometimes when you highlight over an image on a web, it'll show one of these, a tooltip, open the home page. That's what you need to do for an alt tag, otherwise using the, I can't remember, this discrimination of computers or something, people can actually sue you for not using it, because you're not helping people with disabilities, or people with slow internet. It's really weird, honestly. But anyway, just put equals, and then literally type what it is, so image. You don't have to spend too much time doing it now, but because you're not uploading it to the web, but make sure you do it. So now that's done, save it and drag your website across and press refresh, and you should see it's loaded a massive image saying YouTube. That's a big image. So let's change the size of it basically. So what I'm going to do is come back across. So to change the width, after it says Alt Image here, we're going to press space. Apologise for that, my USB stick just decided to load up. But what you're going to do here is type in height, Height, and then you put equals, and then in speech marks again, you put the height of it. So at the moment it's something around 1,000, which as you can see is massive. So I'm going to say 512. Usually you want you to know your dimensions so you can make them the same, but what I'm going to do is type width after and just set it both to 512. So really the same. So if you save it and then reload your website, just like so, and then click refresh, you would see we have now a much smaller image. Very much easy. So the last thing we're going to do is make a link. So when we click this, we need to take it to YouTube. Really simple. So what I'm going to do is drag it back across, and it's really simple. We look at something called href. And creating a link is you can put a link on anything. You can put a link on this one word, you can put a link on the whole image if you like. It's really easy to do in code. Admittedly, it's a bit easier than using Dreamweaver, but it's personal preference there. So in order to do this, what I'm going to do is go to before what you want to create an image, so before it. So I want to create it, and what we're going to type is open our bracket, and we're going to press A, and then we're going to press space, and we're going to put href. And what this means is it's something along the lines of add HTML reference. I can't remember 100%. But in order to actually use it, what you do is type that with the bracket and all, press equals, and in speech marks you put the URL you want to go to. So we want to go to YouTube, so I type www.youtube.com, and then after this you put just a single bracket on, just like that, nothing like the end bracket, just like this one, not these, for now. And then inside of after this bracket you put what you want to be the link, so I want the image to be the link. And then after this you simply type open/A, so close the A link. As you can see, it links it for me. Double click, it links it all, but the P1 doesn't link it. So that's how you do it. And now that, when I click it, will take us to YouTube. But just to finish it off, just to test it, I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to literally put it before welcome to YouTube, and then put it after, but I'm going to change it. Welcome to YouTube, welcome to Google. No, not Google. I don't know. Yahoo. That'll do. First thing I can think. And we'll just say this, welcome to Yahoo. There we are. So you get two different things. So if we save it and go back to our web, we can open it up, and you'll see it's changed it to a link now. So if we click it, it takes us to Yahoo. Obviously it's not going to find Yahoo because we didn't put it right. But here, if you click it, it won't take us either because we made one crucial error. The error that we made is simply because we didn't put HTTP. This isn't actually searching on the web, this is simply searching our computer basically. That's not what we need. So just to begin, type HTTP, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, HTML Hypertext Markup Language. Can you see the link now? And then you put 2 forward slashes. Put this at the beginning of both, save and drag it across. And now when we click Yahoo, it should take us to Yahoo. There we are. So the first one loads, and apparently someone won the lottery. Great, so our link works. If we click the YouTube bit, you can see it loads YouTube. Perfect. My homepage right there, look. So that's all we're going to do for this tutorial. We've covered the basics of HTML language. If you want to pursue this, go ahead, but I really implore you to look at my Dreamweaver tutorial first, just so we cover the basics and you see how easier it is. So if you want to continue this, I'll provide some links below. The W3C Studios site is a really good place to look at, but there are many tutorials. It's really simple to get your head around. I promise you, it's just remembering the syntax. And yeah, so thank you for watching. Please like my Facebook and Twitter below if you wish. But yeah, so thank you for watching. Please hit the thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.